record on the computer or on the cloud?
It's supposed to be recorded.
It wasn't. It is now.
Now it is.
Oh, it was earlier. Okay.
Okay. You want it on the computer or the cloud? Okay. All right. We're back on. So, there's a quote that I do like from Mother Teresa. She said, "The real waste in life is when a person makes their daily tasks their goals." So here's what I'm going to recommend. Do a little bit of soul searching regarding what you want. And it probably won't happen on this call, but it certainly could happen after the call or tomorrow morning. Who do you want to be? How can you become a better version of yourself? What do you want to accomplish in this business? What level do you want to get to this year or this month? What level do you want to get to in a year or 2 years or 3 years? And I've watched some of the ladies on this call that have been to our home that I've watched since they started that are just accomplishing just ridiculous things right now. You know, Jackie and Dina and Darlene and Jen, just seeing some of the things you guys have done in the past couple of years has been really inspiring. So think about what you want to accomplish, what goals will help you get there. And the goals that you have should stir your heart. So why do we set a goal? We set a goal to give us a trajectory, to send us in a direction. And I think the most important thing, again, as I began, what you get by achieving your goals is not as important as who you become by achieving your goals. So someone asked for a quote here. I'm looking which quote you needed. Is it regarding Mother Teresa? Is that the quote that we're looking for? The real waste in life is when a person makes their daily tasks their goals. That's the quote from Mother Teresa if you want that. So, but again, all of these I have, and I can give them to Deb and she can send out anything that you want. So what are the steps? I always see if you just Google goal setting, you'll see SMART, S-M-A-R-T. The acronym for SMART is specific, measurable, attainable, et cetera, et cetera. And there's usually 6 or 7 steps. I have 15 steps to setting meaningful goals. And as I said earlier, this is a compilation of many, many, many books, seminars, all of that stuff. So I've got all 15. I think I've got them all pretty much covered. If you pick up any book or Google anything, you'll see some version of these. So the first step to setting meaningful goals is, of course, to simply think of what you want. And there are a lot of different categories. I always encourage my team, and I've encouraged this group before a couple of years ago when I did dream crafting, to get a journal of some sort. You can certainly do it on your computer. There's plenty of apps for this stuff, but I like a paper journal personally, and I call it my dream book, where I put goals in it, but I also put dreams in it. And what I would recommend is that you do short-term, mid-range, and long-term. So short-term could be this month. What do you want to accomplish this month in one of these 10 categories that I'll give you? Mid-range could be maybe it's this year for you. And then long-term could be the next 2 years and beyond. And the categories for setting goals, and this is where it gets fun, is when you don't just think, all right, what do I want to accomplish in life? It always goes to your gut reaction goes to family. What do I want my kids to do? Then it goes to career. Then it goes to financial, and maybe it goes into health. And that's where most people stop. So let me give you 10 categories. And again, if someone can throw these in the chat, that'd be great. Or Deb can certainly send them out to you. Categories are health, financial, family. Those are the big 3 typically. Material, emotional, social, career, adventure, spiritual, and intellectual. I'll do it one more time. Health, financial, family, material, emotional, social, career, adventure, spiritual, and intellectual. So when you start creating your categories and you start walking through each one, you start to take short-term goals for health, for financial, for material, for emotional, etc. And then you take some mid-range goals for each of those, maybe for adventure and spiritual and intellectual. And then you take some long-term goals and who you want to become. This gets to be a lot of fun to create. And I recommend that when you get your big why that's really going to move you, post it somewhere, put it somewhere where you're going to see it often. So for me, my last 8 weeks, 9 weeks, my big why has been getting in shape and getting prepared for the trip that we're currently on, losing some weight. What's that? Yeah, I've got 4 girls here. So mentally preparing was a lot of the work, but physically preparing for the trip as well. So I did that. I posted it in the place where I work out so I could see it every single day. Visualize it every single day. It's really powerful to write things down, which I'll talk about in a couple seconds here. You can't just think about it and say, boy, I want to get in shape, or boy, I want to make a lot of money, or boy, I want my career to advance, or I want my family to be happy. You have to write these things down. You got to send it out into the universe. It becomes more real, and your commitment account goes up when you write it down, which I'll talk about in a second. So post your personal big why where you'll see it often. I shouldn't say post because everyone's going to throw that on social media. Put it somewhere where you're going to see it often, where you write it down or put it on your bathroom mirror or wherever. Become obsessed about the things you want. Otherwise, you're going to spend a lifetime being obsessed with making up excuses as to why you didn't get the life that you wanted. So that's the first point. The second point is don't make your short-term goals unrealistic. Really important that you heard the short-term part. Don't make your short-term goals unrealistic. So I'll equate this to the business, and forgive me with the numbers. I may be way off here, but you'll get the point. If you haven't sold $500 in a month yet, and you're brand new to the organization, setting a goal for selling 18 grand next month like Janice Hayes did, that's not a good goal for you. What you're probably going to meet there is failure. Saying that I want to sell $18,000 in a month within the next year, hey, that's a good goal because it's longer term. It's something you can build towards. Small daily wins over time. Small daily wins over time will lead to a tsunami of success. Micro wins are the key to being world class after years of practice. Micro wins, daily small wins are really, really important. So don't make your short-term goals unrealistic. Now, to the contrary, point 3, have some stretch in your goals to challenge yourself. If you've done it before, raise your goal. If you're thinking about running, if you've ran 2 miles at one time, multiple times, having a goal of running 2.5 miles, that's not a good goal. That's just staying on the treadmill a couple minutes longer. It doesn't push you out of your comfort zone. Having a goal of getting to 5 miles in one time, that's a strong goal, at least for maybe a mid-range goal for the next 3 months, 4 months, something along those lines. Last year, I've got a call with my top career sales professionals tomorrow. And we've got our biggest 3 weeks of sales for our entire year starting this coming Monday. And the point that I'm going to make to them, because these are our best, these are our silver cuppers, our top performers. And I'm going to tell them, hey, last year's championship performance is this year's starting point. That's where you begin this year. You've already done it before. So I'll say the same thing to you. Have some stretch in your goals to challenge yourself. Point 4, state your outcome in positive terms. What I mean by that, and this is the psychologies behind this are many. I could talk for an hour just on the psychologies behind stating your outcome in positive terms, but I'll spare you that and just say, use the term or the phrase I will, or when you start talking about your goal. So I will hit senior director. When I sell $5,000 in a month, this is what's going to happen, versus the term if I. If is a horrible, horrible, horrible word. I recommend you eliminate it from your vocabulary. Point 5, be specific. Be specific, and this is the S in the SMART goal setting acronym. Specific, but also have it be sensory based. Think about it from a standpoint of, picture how it's going to feel when you achieve your goal or when you hit that level. How will it sound when you're at conference someday and it's live and you get to actually hear people applaud you? How will you look? In my case, I kept looking at my dream board that's right in front of my treadmill. How will I look when I lose those 10 to 15 pounds before Hilton Head trip?
Pretty handsome.
Thank you. So have it be sensory based, but also, again, be very, very specific with it. Point 6. This is the one I mentioned earlier, but I'm going to say it again because it's so important. Write your clearly defined goal down on paper or on your computer or on your tablet. But you have to write it down because it's more of a commitment to yourself. It's not just a wish or a passing thought. The point is, if you just think about what you want, it's easy to change it, right? Boy, I sure would like to lose 5 pounds. I sure would like to make senior director. If it doesn't happen, you haven't told anyone about it. You haven't committed to it yet. So it's not as painful. And that pain is sometimes important. So write your clearly defined goal down on paper. It'll push you. It'll make you move and take action more often than just wishing it or thinking about it. So write it down or put it on your computer or tablet. Number 7, this is huge. Share it with someone, but make sure they're positive. Make sure they're supportive. I always tell I work with a lot of college students, and their first time selling something is often this experience. So I say, look, if your parents are not positive, if they're not supportive people, they're still your parents, but I don't know if I would share my goals with them because they're probably not going to support you in that. The bigger the dream, the more important the team. You can't rise to epic alone. You can't rise to epic alone. So get brilliant at surrounding yourself with the right people, a band of world beaters, and you've got that team right here. You've got a lot of people in your upline that can help you with that. But share your goals with people, but make sure they're positive and supportive. Number 8, list the obstacles, the limitations, and probably most importantly, the bad habits in your way of obtaining the goal. Okay, I'll say it again. List the obstacles, the limitations, and the bad habits in your way of obtaining the goal. If you're afraid of the phone, that usually is in our business and maybe it's in yours as well, that's an obstacle. Or maybe it's a bad habit, but it's something you could fix. If you're a procrastinator by nature, that's something you can absolutely change. So please don't ever say, well, I've been doing it so long, that's who I am. That's just a cop-out. It's a horribly weak attitude. So if you procrastinate and that's your bad habit, start working on it. Change it, right? You eat too many cookies before bed. That's a bad habit. It can be changed, whatever it is. List these things out, though, because when you see them, it makes it more real and you're able to tackle them versus this huge fear of these things. It's something that you can move by those small daily wins, okay? Number 9, this one's really important, and a lot of people have a problem with this one. List the positive attributes that you have or others have that will help you achieve your goal. Say it again. List the positive attributes that you have or others have that will help you achieve your goal. And this is just you. This is for you. So be vain. Be horribly vain. List the positive attributes you have. If you feel you're great looking or a wonderful communicator or whatever, list it. It's just for you. No one's going to see it. No one's going to say you're arrogant or self-absorbed or any of those things. This is for you to build you up and make you feel better. I think it's very, very powerful and very important. Number 10, with goals, and again, if you heard the dream crafting message I gave a year or two ago, number 10 is write down a time deadline. The difference between dream crafting and goal setting is this. Goals are dreams with deadlines. Dream crafting is, hey, I'm just thinking big. I'm just thinking out of bounds, out of the box. I don't have a timeline for this stuff. It's just going to happen. I'm excited about it. Goals are dreams with deadlines. So write down your time deadline. When do you want to hit a certain level? My time deadline for my weight loss, if you will, was last Tuesday. I set the goal. I missed it by 5 pounds, by the way. So I lost 14, I believe. I missed it by 5. But I just shared this with my team. And I said, guys, it's not about hitting the weight. It's about creating better habits. And I did. I created those better habits over those 9 or 10 weeks or so that I started the process. So number 11, write down specific measurable action steps that you will need to take. You'll need to take. So specific, measurable action steps. If I want to hit a certain level in the business, I know I have to hit this level first and this level first. Okay, what is the time deadline for hitting that level and that level? And then what do I need to do? I need to book this many parties. I need to do this many calls. I need to do this, right? I sell this much myself. I need to sign this many people into my downline or whatever, right? So specific, measurable action steps. A dream becomes a goal when action is taken toward its achievement. Number 12, this is about long-term goals. So this is more about the dream crafting stuff. When you start thinking about a year out, 2 years out, 3 years out, be prepared to reevaluate those long-term goals, because you can change as a person. Your values can change, goals can change, and it's okay to reevaluate those long-term goals and either say, I'm either not interested in that anymore, or I'm way ahead of that, or it's not feasible at this point in time. Maybe I'll extend the goal out longer, but be prepared to reevaluate long-term goals. Short-term goals, do not reevaluate those. That's simply called giving up when you reevaluate a short-term goal, all right? Number 13, everyone seems to like this one, and I think it's important though. Set a reward for yourself along the way, by the way, and then once the goal is achieved. Along the way, again, it's going back to those small wins, small successes, micro wins over time, again, lead to a tsunami of success. And then also, once the goal is achieved, what's a goal that you have for yourself when you hit that? Hey, I'm going to take the family over on this vacation, or we're going to purchase this, or we're going to invest this into our retirement fund, or whatever it might be for you, but set a reward for yourself. Number 14, seek out daily doses of inspiration to create high levels of energy. This is really important. Daily doses of inspiration. Where do you find those? Well, it can be something as simple as your leaders being on calls like this. Simply search motivation on YouTube. All right, go to YouTube, hit motivation or success, and there's hundreds and hundreds of videos, 2 minutes long to 10 minutes long, and then 30 minutes long, anything in between. Listen to podcasts. How about you read for 10 minutes in the morning? I hear people say all the time, oh, I hate reading. Well, you hate reading, possibly if you have a problem reading, but probably it's because you assign too much to it. Like, people think they've got to read 5 chapters or a half a book or whatever for it to be meaningful. Just read for 10 minutes in the morning, and wherever you are after 10 minutes, stop. Hit it on your phone, stop after 10 minutes and be done. Bookmark it and pick it up the next day, right? Thinking about creating high levels of energy. Everyone knows this stuff, but it's always good to hear it. Drink more water, exercise, all that. Release the dopamine first thing in the morning. Release the dopamine in your brain. That creates high levels of energy as well. But stay away from the energy suckers. The energy suckers, and everyone knows who they are. Could be family members. It could be people in this company. It could be friends. It could be whoever. Stay away from them. They serve you no purpose. And then the last point is to be ferociously persistent and don't give up. Be ferociously persistent and don't give up. Failure is by far one of the surest pathways to success in any endeavor. Here's the key, learn to welcome failure when it comes knocking. Accept it, understand it though, and then learn from it, and then move past it. And then you leverage your failures as learning experiences so that you can start fresh and do it again. I give a message every year in my company at our biggest conference of the year, and I always, one of the points I make about adversity and challenges, that everyone is going to have them. It's so easy for people to look and say, well, she doesn't have any, or he doesn't have any. They're perfect, or it's so easy for them. And that's just nonsense. Every single person has challenges and obstacles to overcome. What you need to do is you need to fall down and get back up again. And then fall down and get back up again. And then fall down and get back up again. And then you get knocked down and you get back up again, and so on and so on and so forth, right? That's the key to anything. So In between goals, by the way, everyone always talk, they've got these goals they want to achieve, but you've got to remember this. In between goals is a thing called life, and it has to be lived, and it has to be enjoyed. So I'm going to recommend start making some goals today, and I'll wrap up as I open. You know, the main purpose of having goals is creating better habits, not achieving the goal itself. So the real value of setting the goals is not the recognition, it's not the reward, it's the person we become by finding the discipline, finding the courage, finding the commitment to achieve them. So I think that's all the time I have. Thanks for having me. And now I'm officially on vacation. So everybody take care.
Okay, I know I'm married to him, but I could watch him talk all the time. So I hope you guys enjoyed having him. Oh, the girls just got back. It's almost like they knew it. So I hope you guys enjoyed hearing him. I've listened to him train his team so many times in so many different categories, and it's very inspiring to me. So I hope he inspired you guys as well. Okay, so I want to take just another minute or so. So he talked about, I loved his point of the daily micro wins. Hey, you guys gotta stay quiet, sorry. Daily micro wins. So that's what I want to take it now to your Color Street business. There's a training that's like going through Color Street right now like fire. And it's Essie Priggy, she's a gemstone leader, did it with her team, and everybody's kind of been passing it around like crazy. And it's, you're taking those daily small things you have to do and putting it on a board. I'm going to show you guys. I'm hoping I can share my screen here. Okay, hang on. See, I have these on multiple pictures, so give me a sec. I'll just pull up a couple to show you what they look like. So it's what I want you guys to first think about your goals. You're going to think about your whatever monthly goal, your yearly goal. You can think of them as far as, let's see, what could you think of? You might set goals for a rank. You might set goals for sales. So whatever it is, but you have to come up with some actions that are going to help you achieve it, right? So let's think of some different categories. Categories such as your rank, what you want to do each month, what you want your sales to be each week for the month. How many, if you have new people, if you're going to talk to new people, how many new people are you going to share the business with? Are you trying to hit circle of excellence? How many parties do you want to have a month? How many, are you following up with the people that you're doing parties with? Are you trying to organize graphics or work on your graphics? Are you working on your VIP group? Are you trying to get more regular about your posting? So those are all kinds of different categories. And what you can do is get a big board. All right, I'm going to try to share this now. What you can do is get a big board, and they put all of these, hang on one sec. Okay, let me pull up one slide here. At least if we can even get one. Okay. Go back to, okay. So this is Essie right here. So if you look, she has it kind of categorized by color, which, you know, what girl doesn't love color in organization, right? So if you look, she has what she wants her sales to be in the first column in the pink. So stop, please. Sorry, I don't mean to yell on the call. This is week 1, then week 2, week 3, week 4. So if it happens to be a 5-week month, you know, with a few extra days, you could add some more. She wants to BQ the first week. She wants to hit Comma Club the next week. And then we can't really see after that, but I'm assuming it's her other sales goals. What she wants her different, but the first week she wants to hit national. Because again, remember, we start back at 0 every month, right? So by first week, she wants to be at national already. By her second week, by sapphire. Her third week, ruby. 4th week, diamond. Then she wants to do team trainings this week. So again, this is a leader writing this one. First 2 weeks, she's doing a team training. Then she's supporting her team. Then she's going to each week, her blue is going to be her stylist. She wants to add 4 new stylists, 1 each week. She wants to help her stylist get to Jumpstart. This is her VIP group. She's hosting a nail bar, live VIP sale, live VIP sale. Then over here, these are going to be her team promotion. She wants to make sure she has someone be a new team leader, a new director each week. I have a few of them pulled up. So hang on, that's one. I'm going to go in and share a couple more with you guys so you can kind of see the difference. Like she's a leader, so those are her leader ones. Give me one sec. Probably should have put them into a slideshow. It would have been maybe a little bit easier than sharing them individually. I don't know how I minimized my window a second ago. Oh, there we go. Okay. I'll show you this one. Okay. So let me come back to you guys and share this screen. Okay. So look at this. Here's a stylist. So she has, each week she wants to watch a training. Again, that's helping her with her professional development. Here's, hers are kind of not in the same order. Again, this is going to be your own creative way of what you're going to do, but you're going to come up with your categories for each week of what you're going to do. She wants to BQ by the first week. She wants to help one person get to a senior stylist. She wants to be team leader. She wants to help all the different people on her team be a BQ. She wants to hit circle of excellence. She wants to do all these nail bars. She's doing follow-up. The EC, I don't know what that is. Anybody have any idea of what EC would be? Not sure on that one. What do you think, Dar?
Enhanced commission.
Oh, there you go. Okay, thank you. All right, can you guys see this one? I think I finally figured it out, how I can switch. Can you see a new one? Not if this is a new one up. Anyone? Is that a new, do you guys see a new one?
No.
Is it the same one?
Yeah.
Okay, thank you, Amanda. Hang on, I'll get this third one up. No, sorry. Just a second. Okay. There, I'm just gonna pull up these three and I'll post these too. All right, is that a new one? Okay. All right, so again, she has new parties booked 4 weeks in a row. She's doing team trainings. So they're all organized a little bit different. She has them color coded, you know, differently. She's completing some different units, like we have units on training. She's doing Zoom calls with a leader. She has different things in blue of what she's gonna do in her VIP group. She also has, hers aren't color coded by category. She's wanting to read one book. She's going from BQ stylist to senior stylist to team leader to director, one rank up each week, helping different teammates, enrolling teammates. So you guys get the drift here of what you can do with these Post-it notes. Then the cool thing about the Post-it note is you take it, as soon as you hit the goal, you take a picture of the board at the beginning of the month, you hit the goal, you crinkle the Post-it note up and you chuck it, okay? So again, there's so many categories. So you need to think of what your goal is overall by the end of the month. Think of, are you trying to get to, you know, your big goal? Are you trying to hit a certain rank? Are you trying to hit certain group volume or team volume? Maybe you have many goals, and these are going to be your different, these are goals along the way and your actions along the way that you can do every single month. So it's breaking it down by tasks. Again, we talk about tasks all the time. You guys got to have that. You can't just say, like Jeff said, you can't just say, I want to be a team leader, but then really have no idea how to get there, no action put into place. Well, to get to team leader, you probably need to be doing some parties, right? You probably need to be talking to people about the business. How many people are you willing to talk to? How many parties are you willing to set up? How many recordings are in trainings are you willing to get on to continue to grow your business and better yourself? So, so again, think about all those. Again, rank, sales each week, training different people, circle of excellence, sponsoring, your parties, your VIP group. There's so many ways you can choose to categorize what you want to do. Follow up. Maybe you're new and yours are literally to book parties, to hold parties, and to watch training. That might be your first 3 weeks. That's what you are focused on. Maybe it's going to be Jumpstart. You know, you're going to sell 300, 600, you want $300 of sales each week. So by the end of that first 35 days, you should be hitting your Jumpstart number 1, right? Well, in order to get the $300 in sales, you probably need to have at least 1, if not 2 nail bars booked. So I hope that helps in coming up with those small, like Jeff said, small micro wins and small daily chores. So everything he said, you know, is all of the goal setting in life. And then I want you to take it and think about it. Of course, I want you goal set in your life too, but think about your homework is, what are you going to do with it with your Color Street business? Where are you going to be from here? We have had crushing months, you guys. Every month, these past 3 months have been getting bigger, but what are you going to do with it? You've had more sales. Are you going to continue it? You've sponsored more people. Are you going to continue with it? Or are you just going to drop it and think it's just going to keep happening for itself? So now we've been just exploding. So now where are you going to go from here? So I challenge everybody to get a board, get some fun colors, and then once you get those goals all written up, post pictures in Beautifully Polished. And let's see, I'll do a little goal heading, you know, goal heading album that people can post their fun boards in there. Because it's fun to look at other people's boards to get inspiration of what their goals are. Remember, we want to hang out with people. Oh, I loved his quote. I wrote it down. I loved the quote of, the bigger the dream, the more important the team. I thought that was awesome. You know, let the team help you guys. So share ideas with each other, share different goals. Take this person's goal. You know, you may have never even thought about something as being a goal. Ooh, you want a due date, Jackie? Let's do a due date. Except, yeah, I'll be home by then to have colored Post-it notes. If I would have been home, I could have made a board and just showed you guys, but I'm not. All right, due by Friday, let's do it. So who is gonna have their colored Post-it note on a board so we are ready? Because I'm telling you what, you guys, conference is next week. I promise you, they always announce cool things. You always want to be ready to go. The second conference, even during conference, they've offered cool things to us, okay? So we want to be ready by this with our board. So next Wednesday, when Color Street does their conference, we are set because we have goals and we're going to crush them. And we may need to change them, may need to make some bigger, change some, whatever. But we want to have goals in place so that we are ready and we are working our business for whatever they could possibly tell us next week. I'm hooked on the board. Good, Amanda. But what does Jackie say? Let's have a due date, due by Friday, reward if we do it. Dove chocolate. We're going to send every single person Dove chocolate. It might melt. I love the idea. Think of something. Okay, you guys. So I want to see these boards, and they're going to be lots of fun for us to create. I hope that you guys took lots of notes today and you're motivated and you are ready to set the goals for your business and have a rocking summer, because Color Street's on fire and we are ready to go. So I think I got all the comments. If there was, I don't think there were any other questions. Yeah, coaching calls. Coaching calls are great to add if you're a leader, to do with your stylist. If you're a stylist, to add, to have a coaching call with your upline. Yeah, how many no's? Okay. Oh, good. It's going to help someone with their, or Mary with their procrastination, right? And it's just a fun way. Again, I love color. Again, who doesn't, right? It just makes it a prettier thing to look at. Okay, you guys, I guess we could open it up for a couple minutes because I know it's already 9 o'clock. Couple minutes if anybody had any questions they wanted to ask. You'd have to unmute yourself. And then Jeff is still in the room if we need him.
It's not a question.
Yeah.
But there's this app called Habits.
Oh.
And you can, I feel embarrassed, but like I started with a goal of like connect with 5 friends a day.
Yeah.
And sends a push alert at 7 a.m. So ultimately my goal was to do the 5 productive business habits, like reach out and host as coach, touch base with my team. But you can set anything you want, any habit that you want to do, and the frequency, and it'll send you a notification. And just like most apps, if you don't mind seeing ads, it's free.
Oh, that's cool. Thanks, Meredith. It's called Habits.
Yeah, and at least on the iPhone, it's a blue check mark as the icon, Habits.
Okay, thank you. Love it. Anybody else have any tidbit they want to share or ask a question before we hang up? I'm glad Darlene caught the recording because it was recorded. I don't know if I goofed up in there somehow and hit unrecord when we were doing all of our moving around. All right. So
I thought people ask about it, so I wanted to make sure we were getting it.
Yeah, thank you.
Hey, Deb, do you see Janice's question? Best info to stay organized within times. Do you split up your time on certain days?
Best info to stay organized in times. I'm confused by that. Best info.
I personally use a planner, and I write like my non-negotiables in my planner first, and then I use my blue highlighter for business meetings. And then I use green for my nail bars, and I have to sprinkle in what tasks I need to complete in my daily planner, or it won't get done.
Oh, so she's asking within certain time frames, like how you, I know the work hours I am going to work. Like I'm going to work, let's say today between 10 and 2. I have some non-negotiables that I won't, like I make sure I exercise every day, different things like that. So I won't schedule calls during that time. And then I have my time frame too. And I write my tasks down. And I usually put the ones I don't want to do first to get them over with. And then continue down the line. And I have to, because otherwise, again, it's easy to procrastinate and put it off till the next day. Did that answer your question? Is that what you were wondering on? Or what specific?
Janice says, yes, I want each time to do my business with stylists and follow-ups. Okay, thank you. So I think she's thanking us for your answer, and also for the Tuesday training with the word focus in the title, where the gal talked about how she calendar blocks.
Okay, all right. Yeah, the biggest thing, again, we control our calendar. It's real easy. Sometimes the more time we have, the easier it is to just not do things. So you've got to learn to master your time and be disciplined and know what you want to get done in that time and what jobs just, you have to do. It's a non-negotiable. I know I'm working on booking parties today, and I'm going to call till I get them, or I know today is my day. Like beginning of the month is always very busy for me with stuff. I know on Friday, I need to do Fiesta Friday. Let's say you want to be shouting out people on your team. So pick out the ones that are non-negotiable that you have to do and again, if you have team members to do calls with them, then you've got to put it during a time that you're able to work. So hopefully that helps. Okay. Tuesday trainings are in the resources. Thank you. Yeah, sometimes you feel like you really are better off, you guys. I know we all get caught into this. If you have decided, I am working on writing a talk today, let's just say, or I'm working on booking parties today. Set your phone aside, set that messenger group aside, set Facebook aside, and you have to make the decision, I'm not answering anything else right now. Because otherwise, it's like this, it's like squirrels everywhere, because so much of our business is on the computer. So you're constantly getting dings from Messenger. You're constantly getting Facebook notifications. So with those, again, non-negotiables, if this is something you have to get done, turn the other stuff off. Next thing you know, somebody messages you follow up on a message, which then leads you, oh, I better go check on them on Facebook. Then all of a sudden you notice something on Facebook, oh, they just did their laundry. I'm going to go start my laundry. And you go back and you never even started your original task. So always, always put away, don't if you are working on something important, set the phone aside and don't be responding to team members. Don't be responding to customers. Don't be surfing Facebook. Make a decision to just do one thing at a time. It sure makes I'm not perfect at it, but at all. And I can't remember who did the training originally when they told us about the, I think it was Katie Harbison. She was on a mission to, once you start the task, to complete it. And I try to do that at home too with, if I have laundry, I try to fold it, then go put it right away. If I have something I bring in the house, I try to put it right away. My husband's probably looking at me going, you do not follow that all the time. Touch it once. People say touch it once. Don't set it here to have to touch it again later, to have to touch it again later. If you touch it once, you're done with it. So try to think of that with your tasks that you're doing too. If you are working on, in your VIP group today, touch it once, go in there, set your posts up, go in, and then you might have to go back and respond later, but don't get sidetracked in the stuff you have to do. So hopefully that helps. Touch it once. Works for me to hang up my clothes and put my mail away. It works with some of my stuff. I try to make it work with more, but it doesn't. Okay, done is fun. Oh, I like that too. That's a cute little saying. Is that a book? Done is fun. If you can do a task in 2 minutes, just do it. Exactly. Doesn't mean we all do it, but yes. All right, you guys, I hope this helps. And I want you guys to be able to go on and enjoy your evening. Thank you for tuning in today, and I missed like the first couple minutes of Jeff's talk, I think, but I think I got the rest recorded, so we will definitely put it out there for people to watch that didn't get to get on. So thank you so much, and yeah, leaders, we have this week. All right, everybody. Jackie's mentioning leaders. We have a call Thursday night with Sherry McAllister. All right, thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. And if this was your first call, welcome to the team, and I hope you learned a lot tonight.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, guys.
Bye-bye.
All right. Bye.
Bye.